Do not believe Ebro about all this Eminem dissing Drake. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It will not happen. I did predict at the beginning of this year that there was going to be a huge beef, but this one just makes no sense, and I'll tell you exactly why I know he's lying. First of all, let's play the clip.
And then I told Drake that I heard the rumor was that Eminem was going to gear up to come after him. And he laughed. He was like, that's not going to happen. He was like, he'd never do that. And if it did, I got something for him, too.
Privately.
Yeah, this was a private convo.
Was he joking when he said he had something for him?
I don't know. That's what he said.
Did you tell him you were going to repeat this on the radio?
No, of course not. I'm not going to. I'm just telling my conversations, my life. Backstage at the OVO. On the way, flashing lights, Laura Staffs.
You see just the tone in his voice, just the way he says it, like, and oh, by the way, the biggest or one of the biggest rappers of all time, skill-wise, fucking record sales-wise, may have a diss track ready for the most popular rapper of our time right now. Oh, and by the way, it's like he made it more of a point to mention what he was talking about with Rihanna rather than, talking about the conversation that he had with Drake and the possibility of Eminem dissing Drake. Don't believe it for a second. The second reason why you shouldn't believe it is because they moved on so quickly right after it. This is radio. This is Eminem dissing Drake is so much meat on the bone, you couldn't possibly imagine that. So not only did he hear from the alleged victim or the future victim, because that's what Drake would be if this were to happen. It's like, yeah, there's a Mack truck that's on his way and it's going to just fucking hit me right in the fucking face. But I've got armor on me. No, you don't. So he hears it from the alleged victim. And not only that, but he has confirmation that the victim is going to retaliate. And that's all we have to say about it. We just sort of just move on, okay? Now, of course, there's a possibility that they elaborated more on it on the show, and I doubt it very much because this soundbite, this is what you're hearing now. I'm pretty sure they just moved on and never brought it up, and maybe they'll talk about it more in the coming days. But this just isn't going to happen, folks. Something tells me that the reason why this is happening is Power 105, Charlemagne the God, Angela Yee, and that dreaded DJ Envy whose fucking voice I can't stand. They have pretty much taken over the viral market as far as New York City radio stations. Now, terrestrial radio is terrestrial radio, but who is more relevant online? Obviously, it's Power 105.1. Charlemagne is a much more popular personality than Ebro or Peter Rosenberg, and Laura Stiles is just like a blip. She might as well just group her up with Envy. Obviously, because of that recent Birdman altercation that just exploded all over the place. I saw Charlemagne on the Stephen Colbert show, so he's getting himself out there. Now, I think the reason why Ebro's doing this is obviously to get Hot 97 back in the news cycle. Now that may always seem like the excuse, right? Attention, just to get their names out there. But I'm not normally the person who says, oh, this is all out of attention. This is all just to get Twitter hot and excited, because this just isn't going to happen. I just almost think if you're dumb enough to think that this is going to happen, then fuck it, right? Like every tweet that I've seen over the past hour about the possibility of this happening, which, by the way, makes it seem like it already has happened, because as I said with the Eminem, as I said with the Drake and with the Joe Budden beef, it's just so opposites on the spectrum, on both spectrums, just at both ends, that you sort of know what could be said already before it's even said. Now, I understand that Drake didn't really put out an official diss record. He just did a, little half-ass verse on No Shopping. But if Eminem says anything to Drake, I mean, you just pretty much, it's just going to be so one-sided, which is the only glimmer of hope The only glimmer of hope that this could possibly happen, and it won't fucking happen, is the fact that Eminem has a history of going up against pop artists. Drake said it himself. Bitch, I rapped and it went pop. There's some variation of that, whatever the fuck he said. So he's a pop artist. I mean, whether he wants to admit it or not, he sort of is the pop artist. You're on SNL, no, you're a pop artist. So Eminem has a history of doing it, of course. He's done it a million times in the past. We saw what he did to fucking Nick Cannon. We saw what he did to Fred Durst. We saw what he did to Everlast. We saw what he did to Benzino. Fucking Ja Rule. It's just he has a history of going up against people who aren't nearly as strong as he is. And of course, he had that weird exchange with Cannabis where I don't know quite what was happening there, but that one never came full circle. So that's the only glimmer of hope that you have for a possible Eminem diss to Drake. But this will not happen. It just there's no reason, there's no incentive for Eminem to do something like this. Think of the reasons as to why he would do it. So Drake sparks up a buzz, with the 4 p.m. in Calabasas, and he brings that stuff up, and then the No Shopping record previews like a month or two ago, and Joe does what he does, and now we get to this point where Drake has sort of, taken a shot at him. Well, he did take a shot at him. It wasn't sort of. And Button put out about 3 to 4 diss records. Why? What need would there be for Eminem to say something? I'm sorry, can Joe Button not handle this? I mean, is it Eminem pulling rank because he is popular and he is bigger than Drake and is more quote unquote successful than Drake in every possible aspect that you could possibly imagine? Yeah, we get that. But why is that necessary? We knew what we were going to get out of Joe Button versus Drake. We knew that it was going to be one-sided on both ends. One-sided on popularity, one-sided in skill and execution. I'll let you guess who had the upper hand in which categories. So we knew what we were going to get. Were there subliminal lines that were thrown by Drake on the No Shopping song where he's basically saying fuck Shady and Aftermath as a staff, record label, and as a motherfucking crew? I doubt that very much. So there's no reason for this to happen. Ebro just threw this in there just to get people all excited. But we have to appreciate, at the same time, we have to appreciate the power of Eminem. So one radio personality says that he was having a conversation with one rapper. And this one rapper said that Eminem was thinking of dissing him. Like he's considering it. So you've got Eminem, like he's fucking... What is it? Fucking Shokan or Shotokan, whatever the fuck that character was in Mortal Kombat, who would just sit in the distance in the middle of those boards, and he, you fought him at the end. You guys let me know in the comment section who the fuck that person was. I have no clue. But the goofy guy with the mask and everything, and you fought him at the end of Mortal Kombat. So you just thinking of dissing you. So now this is news, and Twitter's going crazy over it. This lets you know the power of Eminem. And probably the main reason why this will not fucking happen. Because if he does diss Drake, it's a pit bull against a chihuahua. This is not going to end well. And it's going to be an embarrassment. And possibly this could be a karmic reaction to everything that Drake put Meek through last year. But what do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments section. I want to know if you guys think that there is a possibility that Eminem will diss Drake. I don't need to know what you think the outcome of this is going to be. I think we'll all have the same thoughts on that matter. But I'll see you guys next time.